Coming up on News Live at 6, a pipe burst canceling classes on the SU campus. We'll be live from the scene to let you know who exactly is affected.
And the Student Association is celebrating Multicultural Week on campus. We will show you some of the events SA has put on.
And Passover begins tonight. We'll have more about how Jewish students across campus are celebrating the holiday. News Live at 6 starts right now.
Is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse University grad students have officially voted to unionize. Welcome into News Live at 6. I'm Bradley Hoppenstein.
And I'm Tyler O'Neill. Out of 764 graduate student votes, 728 people voted to unionize. This decision means all 1,124 current graduate students will be represented by the Syracuse Graduate Employees United and Service Employees International Union.
With the election process complete, the university and union representatives will now meet to discuss a possible schedule for negotiating a collective bargaining agreement.
Some students are questioning if they'll have class in the Hall of Languages tomorrow after a major pipe burst earlier this afternoon. Our reporter Tegan Brown is live from inside the building. Tegan, what do we know right now?
Tyler and Bradley, good evening. Here's what we know right now. Students were sitting in class in the Hall of Languages, some of them waiting to take tests, when all of a sudden water started flowing throughout different parts of the building. And even after maintenance workers arrived to see what the problem was, there were still students waiting to walk into class, still students sitting in their classrooms as water was coming down, and there were still students waiting for information.
Sitting there studying for my poli-sci test, and all of a sudden you just hear like a minor like boom, and you look over and you're like, oh my god, that sounds like running water.
I think he's also confused, the TA. We have not heard from the professor, but our TA is currently making a bunch of phone calls. He asked the student for their phone to make the phone calls, so don't know what's happening right there.
Myself and our news director, Dylan Brendel, were in the building earlier. We saw exactly what was happening with the water coming down from different levels, and Dylan was even waiting to go into a class, but he never got to go to that class. He got an email from his professor saying that class was canceled today and that, classes tomorrow were still being assessed. But overall today, professors and students weren't really sure what was happening as they were waiting for information to come in. And I mean, you look at the Hall of Languages right now, right on this door, one professor posting that their seminar was moved to a different building. And this message from the university itself: classes in Hall of Languages are canceled today. The building is closed and entry is prohibited. And again, they're still assessing if classes are going to happen in this building tomorrow. Part of that email also said that there wasn't really space anywhere else on campus at the moment for some of these classes to be moved to, because this is a huge building. There are tons of classes that happen right in here, but we're going to keep you updated with all of the latest information that we learn right here on Citrus TV. Reporting outside of the Hall of Languages, I'm Tegan Brown.
Tegan, thank you. We will be following that story. And also around campus, even though elections just ended, the Student Association is hosting a multicultural week. Our SA Beat reporter Brandon Myers is here to recap some of the events. Good evening, Brandon.
Hey, Bradley. Yesterday, the Student Association hosted numerous indigenous singers from different nations to perform cultural songs and dance. I spoke with one of the singers, Wesley Halsey, about the importance of Multicultural Week.
My culture comes from when I was coming up in grade school. I was bullied a lot, and at one point I really didn't want to be Indian. For me, I feel that if people understood the history of this land, and especially New York State, they would realize and appreciate that Native people have more influence on how we live today.
Wesley says that the Oneida Nation was the only indigenous tribe in the state to fight alongside Americans during the Revolutionary War, and he is proud to call his tribe the country's first allies.
And I find it very important that if people knew the history of New York State, they would be more appreciative, and I probably wouldn't have got as much hate as I did growing up.
Head of Diversity and Inclusion, Jordan Beasley, organized the event.
The basis behind Multicultural Week is to show that although we are different through cultures, our differences can also unite us.
And in case you could not make it,
I do plan on this being something that we do both in the fall and the spring. This shouldn't be something that we only do once a year, but if we do it next year, which we are going to do, in the fall, I plan on having 20 multicultural organizations encompassed throughout the entire Multicultural Week to be able to show off different cultures, but to also have them combine and collaborate with one another as well.
Even though we have a lot to look forward to next year, this week is not over just yet. A coalition dinner will be held in Shine tonight at 9:15, a multicultural Seder tomorrow, and an Easter Sunday dinner this Saturday. Tyler, Bradley, back to you.
Our Brandon Myers in studio tonight. Brandon, thank you. North Korean defector turned human rights activist Yeonmi Park is visiting campus tonight. Now the author of 2 bestsellers, she'll be sharing her journey on how she survived defecting from North Korea and discuss the state of human rights in the U.S. Park will be giving her lecture in the Sheeman Auditorium in the Art Building.
Registration for Rising Seniors begins tomorrow. Students can access the schedule builder through MySlice right now to plan out potential schedules and look for classes to fit degree requirements. Current freshmen and sophomores should meet with advisors before next week's enrollment dates to get holds removed and clarify any schedule questions. Registration will open through next week and will close on June 30th.
And the Lerner Center for Public Health Promotion and Population Health is hosting a lunch and learn tomorrow at noon. The lunch will focus on using positive psychology to manage stress. The event pulls from the Lerner Center's De-Stress from Success programming. The lunch will be held in Whitehall, room 441.
Begins tonight. Lauren Holmeyer is live with how students are celebrating. Lauren, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. Tonight, SU students are celebrating the beginning of Passover, and a Seder is being held right now in Goldstein Auditorium. Syracuse Hillel is also hosting 2 more Seders tomorrow night, and those will be held in the Syracuse Hillel building. Kosher for Passover lunches and dinners will also be provided to students at the Hillel building for all 8 days of Passover. Rabbi Ethan Baer wants to remind students that all are welcome at Passover celebrations during this special time of year.
It's an exercise in not only imagination, but discussion and time to give voice to that imagination. And therefore, I find it personally a very meaningful holiday, and also one that if you're not Jewish and you've never been to a Seder, this could be your year to experience it. I think it's meaningful really for everyone.
And Rabbi Baer says there is still time to sign up for Thursday night Seders if you're interested. If you want to get involved, you should email hillel@syr.edu. Live from Goldstein tonight, Lauren Holdmeyer, Citrus TV News. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you. And first night of Passover for Jewish students like myself, but also pretty nice weather for the first day of Passover here in Syracuse. My question, though, Tyler, it was almost 70 degrees today, but I feel like it's not quite socially acceptable yet to be wearing shorts.
I don't know who the fashion police is for you, but I'm ready to wear shorts. I don't think it matters. No one's judging. No one's looking that hard.
I don't know. I get nervous sometimes. And what else I'm nervous about, will it get colder again? Katie, what's the answer?
Bradley, it's not going to get too cold yet. Right now it's about 71 degrees outside. Really rainy. It's coming down a lot and windy as well. It's about 25 to 28 mile per hour winds coming out of the south, and then there are also 40 mile per hour gusts coming through. But taking a look across the region, we're going to see that Syracuse, Fulton, Ithaca are in those low 70s, with Rome, Cortland, and Binghamton in those upper 60s, and Elmira at 73, Penyon at 76, the warmest out here. But Rochester is very cold, 45 degrees. They're getting a lot of wind, a lot of the weather system headed their way. But looking at tonight, the low will be 53 degrees outside, and it'll be scattered thunderstorms and rain. The rain's likely to come up until 11 p.m., possibly a thunderstorm in the mix until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning as the rain and storms continue to persist. And the southern winds are going to die down a little bit, 14 to 23 mile per hour winds. That's all I got. Back to you guys.
All right, Katie, thank you. Now, new details on a student apartment complex that's not going to be ready for its leases that it's expecting this fall. Customers say they're frustrated because this apartment complex has not kept them updated on the construction progress. Cameron Page reports.
A new Syracuse apartment complex is still under construction, just 3 months away from the scheduled move-in. The Laurel Luxury Apartments are located off of South Crouse Avenue in Syracuse. Concerns have risen since the construction status of the complex seems to be far from complete. Customers are now beginning to fear whether or not they will have a place to live when their upcoming leases begin this fall.
It's clearly not done, and we haven't gotten any emails or any calls on the latest updates of when we'll be ready to move in, so that's not very comforting.
The customers' fears are continuing to evolve as many of them are college students who will leave to go home for the summer in just 5 weeks. They're expecting that their housing will be complete by the time they come back in August. And a former Laurel employee says that unfortunately, this lack of communication has been an ongoing trend for the complex.
I have experience in property management. I've worked in an internship with selling apartments, so I knew what I was getting into. Their management was something that I just wasn't really used to. There was a lot of flaws. When people signed these leases, they told them, if there is a pushback in, progress, they would tell you and they would let you know. But from what I've heard, that they haven't been communicating that, and they haven't been able to really talk with these people that have paid money.
With the Laurel's lack of transparency throughout the construction process, customers are beginning to believe that the complex's actions are their way of distracting the customers from reality.
They are constantly posting on social media different things, different giveaways. It's a little bit concerning in my opinion because I just feel like they're trying to distract us. We're constantly in the dark with everything that they're telling us. They don't have a strategy for us if it's not built in time.
Customers are hopeful that the Laurel will do better to communicate with them in the future, but until then are continuing to frequently visit the construction site in hopes that they will see reassuring progress being made. In Syracuse, I'm Cameron Page.
Thanks, Cameron. Micron is already recruiting its next generation of chip makers right here in central New York. During spring break at Liverpool Middle School, students are giving up their free week to attend the Micron Chip Camp. Over 100 students are participating. The camp includes a trip to Cornell University and ends with the students launching their own rockets. Micron will be hosting 2 more camps this summer for the North Syracuse School District and Onondaga Community College.
And if you're shopping around the job market, Wegmans has once again made Fortune's list of the 100 best companies to work for. The Rochester-based supermarket chain received the number 4 ranking, down just 1 spot from last year. The list is made from nearly 4.5 million worker responses nationwide and considers workplace trust, respect, and fairness. In celebration, the store has announced it will give away free oranges or mini cupcakes on April 15th. And after the break, former President Trump calling for Congress to defund the agencies investigating him. We asked 10 New York House members if they'd support that.
And stay tuned to see what your next few days could look like outside.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Bradley Hoppenstein, Tyler O'Neill, and Katie Fongvongsa. Now, your campus news leader continues.
And welcome back to News Live at 6. Former President Donald Trump is responding to his indictment on 34 felony counts. Citrus TV political analyst Luke Radel joining us now. Luke, what did the former president have to say last night?
Bradley and Tyler, last night, President Donald Trump addressed the nation from his home in Florida following his arrest in Manhattan. He called the judge in the case, quote, a Trump-hating judge, said the DOJ special counsel investigating him on another matter is, quote, a lunatic, and discussed the historic nature of yesterday's arrest.
Anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
The former president also called on Congress to take action against the law enforcement agencies investigating him. In a late-night post on Truth Social, Trump asked Republicans in Congress to defund the FBI and the Department of Justice, which may be a tough sell for many Republicans who campaigned against calls by some on the left to defund the police, including our members of Congress right here in New York. So today, we here at Citrus TV News contacted all the offices of the 10 members of Congress representing upstate New York to ask them what they think about Trump's request. First, we called the office of our congressman here in Syracuse, Brandon Williams. The person who answered the phone said they weren't sure what his stance was on the issue. We also sent an email to a Williams spokesperson, and they've not yet gotten back to us. 4 other offices for the representatives Tonko, Tenney, Morelli, and Higgins also couldn't provide us with an answer. But others did, including Republican Congressman Nick Langworthy's NY23 office in the Southern Tier. They told us definitively, quote, the congressman does not support that. Now, some congressional offices didn't pick up their phones, like Republicans Elise Stefanik of NY21 and Mike Lawler of NY17. Others expressed disbelief at the question. We asked Democrat Pat Ryan's office in NY18 if the congressman supported defunding the DOJ and the FBI, and their first answer was, wait, do you mean completely defunding it? One last notable answer was from a spokesperson for Republican Congressman Mark Molinaro, who won in a pro-Biden seat last November. The NY19 congressman does not support Trump's proposal and goes further, saying that he isn't going to start responding to every tweet from other politicians, presidents, and candidates for office. Quote, he was elected to address the issues facing upstate New York, not to be a political pundit, end quote. And that statement reflects a sentiment I'm hearing from a lot of local Republicans today and those close to Congressman Brandon Williams here in Syracuse. They're frustrated with the amount of time being spent on Donald Trump and the focus he pulls away from their work on local issues. Further, after winning tough races campaigning on combating crime, Trump's call to defund federal law enforcement for personal reasons are not seen by many local Republicans as helpful. Congressman Williams says he voted for Donald Trump twice, but has not yet committed to supporting him in 2024. Tyler and Bradley, over to you guys.
All right, Luke, thank you. A lot to follow there. Also a lot to follow with what's going on outside. It was warmer today, but now it's been raining.
Yeah,
I don't
you know what I'm wondering? When are the spring allergies really going to start to kick up? Like, I feel like I'm on the edge of it, and I'm not ready for it to, like, it's going to be like a shock.
I think they've already kicked in for me, honestly,
They're always
Tyler.
kicking in for you.
But, Katie, let's take a look at the forecast.
Weather Center. This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Thanks, Bradley. Well, you're right, the allergy season is coming in, but we're going to first take a look at our weather tomorrow before we get into our forecast. 6 a.m. we're going to see a high of 61 degrees for the rest of the day. 8 a.m. it's going to drop down to 56 degrees and 55, 54 up until 4 p.m. and then 53 at 6 p.m. and a really big drop at 8 p.m., 48 degrees there. A big temperature drop throughout the day, but if you're staying outside, you'll be fine. But taking a look at a future radar that we have, we see this huge band coming up across here. There are a couple tornadoes up in this Tornado Alley region, but we're going to see all this precipitation hitting us in New York. Just going to miss us a little bit, maybe with a severe thunderstorm, but we're definitely seeing some rain already in action. And looking into our 5-day forecast, Thursday, we got some storms and thunder and showers outside, a high of 60, a low of 37. Not as much as we saw today, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday, we're going to see the sun coming back, really feeling the spring weather kicking in. On Friday, a high of 44, a low of 27, and on Saturday, a high of 44 again, low of 28, and on Sunday, it's going to ramp up again, getting a little warmer out there, 56 degrees as your high, 39 degrees as your low, and on Monday, we're going to see a high of 66 degrees, warmer than we've seen all day, and it'll probably be the best day to get out there, and a low of 46, ending the night off. But, you know, back to you, and to you, Trey.
That's right, Adrian Autry said something that confirmed it last night during a national championship watch party within the team. Find out what the new Syracuse head coach said next in sports.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Adrian Autry told another outlet, quote, "Everyone is back that is not in the portal." So you add some things up, take a look at your phone, and you come to the conclusion that, yeah, Jesse Edwards is back. According to the News Magician, which is a Syracuse SB Nation outlet, the center will return for his final year of eligibility. The news comes after Benny Williams and Chris Bell announced they're coming back. And Edwards was one of 3 players in the ACC last year that did this, average a double-double. The 6'11" big man made the All-ACC third team and All-ACC defensive team last season, averaging around 15 points per game and 10 rebounds per contest. That's big news for the Cuse, who added Notre Dame transfer J.J. Starling, a former 5-star from Baldwinsville, to its backcourt. Syracuse softball returns to the diamond tomorrow against NC State after having its series with Louisville cut short last weekend. Friday's game got moved to Saturday, leading to the Orange dropping both matchups in a doubleheader. Sunday's game was canceled due to temperatures in the high 30s. Weather will not be much of an issue, though, in Game 1 tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the high 50s and the low 60s. Cuse looks to grab its second ACC win of the season, this one coming against the Pack. First pitch is set for 6. Be sure to follow Adam Gotkin on Twitter at Adam_Gotkin for live updates. Another face, coached by Felicia Legette-Jack, is making her way to Syracuse. Dominique Camp comes to SU after spending last year with Akron and the season before that with Coach Jack in Buffalo. In a statement released by SU Athletics, Coach Jack said, quote, "Dominique has worked her way up to this point. I have watched this young lady grow into an incredible passer, rebounder, and defender, but most importantly, I've watched her grow into a wonderful woman. We are fortunate to have Dom rejoin our team." Camp averaged 10.8 points per game last season with the Zips. Afternoon baseball was the name of the game for both New York teams today. The Yankees took down the Phillies 4-2 earlier today, taking the series over Philadelphia. Garrett Cole, well, he was dominant once again, striking out 8 and 6 in a third innings pitched. Over in Milwaukee, the Mets got swept thanks to a walk-off home run from Garrett Mitchell, given up by Adam Ottavino in the bottom of the ninth. Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso, they are responsible for all 6 of New York's runs, and despite that 1-2 punch on full display with Lindor and Alonso, the Mets still fall to the Brew Crew 7-6.
And Trey now joining us at the desk. Trey, I want to move from the Diamond to the Links. We got a pretty big golf tournament this weekend. Real quick, give me your picks at Augusta.
Really, you said, wait, hold on, real quick. Just kind of a big tournament. It's the Masters we're talking about here, guys. My pick is Will Zalatoris. You and I have been talking about this a lot. Confident, put $5 on the guy. Hey, why not? Why not Zalatoris? You think Scottie Scheffler is going to win? I'm not big into the back-to-back champions type thing. He's no Tiger Woods, Scottie Scheffler. Man, that's the last time we saw someone go back-to-back. Give me Zalatoris.
Yeah, all right. Well, Tiger Woods also making his return to the tournament this year.
I hope he makes the cut.
I hope he at least makes the cut.
America wants him to win. That should be the case,
Fair enough.
right, Tyler?
Trey Redfield, thank you.
Thanks, Trey. When we come back, see our friendly faces as Barbies. Don't go anywhere.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Stand is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking. Record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The, that one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn-on ones, the finger ones, the pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Welcome back to Live at 6. Taking a look at our wake-up weather tomorrow, we're going to see a 59, the highest throughout the day at 9 a.m. and then dropping down throughout the day. At noon, we're going to see 56, and in the evening at 6 p.m., we're going to see 54, and we're going to see some scattered showers and possible thunderstorms occurring throughout the day. But taking another look at our weather outlook for the next 5 days, we're going to see some thunder tomorrow, but sun for the rest of the day. What are you guys going to take advantage of in the sun?
Yo, great question. Hopefully just sit out in the porch maybe, take in the sun while I can.
Yeah, I'm just happy to get outside at this point.
Yeah.
It's been way too long.
Definitely.
For Barbie too, apparently.
Yeah. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. The iconic Mattel doll Barbie is getting her own live-action movie coming out this summer. Warner Brothers has released movie posters featuring the actors as their characters.
The studio also created a selfie generator. We're fans, I guess we're fans, because we made our own Barbie movie posters, and we wanted to use the poster selfie generator, so there we go. First up, we have Lauren. Look at that smile.
I think it's a good look.
Apparently, she's beautiful inside and out.
There's mine.
Oh, there we
there
go.
it is. You know what? Getting dizzy with looking at that one.
How'd you end up upside down?
Oh, Bradley Hoppenstein with the red background.
Friendly neighborhood mail carrier.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh,
Spencer, really trying to get in there on that one.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, we got some orange in there. The orange background.
Appreciate
you. Katie's covering that one. Those were cute.
Undeniable, Katie. And you can
So
catch
cute.
that movie in theaters on July 21st. That's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News, though.
For more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com or find us at The Movie.
Good evening. Have a good night. I'm Bradley Hoppenstein.